And we want to welcome you into the TV2. We're now on channel 1021 or 1022, the All-County Classic for 2018. We're at Quaker Stadium as part of our continuing coverage of high school sports. Willie Grove being joined tonight in the booth by Greg Arbogast, the former Dover track star, and coaching for years. And Greg, it's just an exciting time. I mean, you've got small schools, you've got large schools in the county, but yet you have individual track stars that are come together, and we're being able to see some fine athletes and the hard work that they put in.
Absolutely, and again, it's, the weather that we saw this spring, you really couldn't see what these athletes could do. Now tonight, with the beautiful weather, great facilities, talent all around to challenge each other and push each other. We already have our meet record, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely. We've seen 2 relays already this evening before we come on the air, and one of those relays have set a track record here in the All-County, and we'll kind of tease you a little bit. We'll wait and share that record with you when we return. And Greg, when you look at the schools coming together, how excited are the athletes? I know, you got the small schools that are going to go and play the small schools during the season. You got Division I, Division II, Division III, whatever. But to come together and Philly and Dover and Strasburg and Newcomerstown and Claymont and Tusky Valley and, all those schools coming together, they're a little pumped up right now, aren't they?
Absolutely, and when you get to a sport like this, size doesn't matter. You get on the track, fastest wins.
It is the 2018 All-County Classic, and as we go through the evening, we're going to have some exciting events to show you. Stay with us, and as part of our continuing coverage here at TV2, now on channel 1021 or 1022. We want to welcome you back into the 2018 All-County Classic. It's track events here at Quaker Stadium. And you're looking at the lineup as the ladies getting ready for the 100-meter hurdle race. And we're going to have some lane assignments here. We've already run preliminaries. And so these are the top 2 runners in each heat, plus the higher times that the girls have run. So we're going to have 8 lanes with ladies, and everybody getting their starting equipment ready. And Greg, when you look at the lineup, some pretty good times with these ladies.
Definitely. Of our 8 finalists today, 6 placed at last year, with Carly Jacobs from Garaway leading the way. And if I'm looking at this correctly, I believe she set a meet record in the prelims with a 15.11. It had been held by Rachel McKeever of Dover in 2010 with a 15.14. But they are at their blocks now. We have Emma Warkle from Garaway, lane 1, was placed 8th last year. Madeline McDaniel from Indian Valley's lane 2, placed 7th last year. Lexi Woods from Claymont, lane 3, placed 6th last year. Carly Jacobs, as I mentioned, is in lane 4. She placed 1st and was a state finalist, where she finished 8th in Division III. We have Josie Pry, lane 5 from New Philadelphia. She was a runner-up last year. Kate McEwen from New Philadelphia was 3rd last year in lane 6, and then 2 newcomers for the finals this year. Ashley Kinsley from Tusky Valley is in 7, and Emma Smith from Dover is in 8.
They just honored a longtime starter, and we'll talk about him in just a minute as they're set for the 100-meter hurdles. And they're off, and again, the girl to watch is in lane 4, and she's got some competition right beside her in lane 5.
Yes, that's Josie Pry there in 5, but Carly Jacobs from Garaway looks like she's going to defend her crown.
And we'll get a time and some results on the other lanes, but good race that time, as I guess the girl that we expected maybe to come out as the girl that should win this event, she's going to go back-to-back.
Yes, she is. That looked like a very good performance. I'm looking at the clock down here. It looks like it's still running, so I won't be able to give the time just yet for that race.
So Carly Jacobs, your 2018 All-County champion in the 100-meter hurdles. And she goes to Garaway High School. Now, this is an event that we don't normally keep team scores. It's all individual, Greg.
Yes, yes. It's just to show what these athletes are capable of doing. I'm looking at the times here now.
McEwen was 16.28.
She was third.
And then we missed the first and second. And now they're getting set. The high hurdles.
We'll catch that a little later.
Okay, the high hurdles for the boys. Little different placement. They go a little bit longer than the girls. They go 10 meters longer. And so when you look up the lineup at the starting spot for the boys, you've got just as equal good times on their side.
Yes, we do. We only have one finalist returning this year. Zach Love from Indian Valley placed third last year. He is coming into the finals. He's the leading time. We have Kyle Dunn from Garaway in lane 1. Dylan Garrettson from Newcomerstown lane 2. Trey Beal from Claymont lane 3. Zach, as I mentioned, from Indian Valley in lane 4. Tucker Pruitt from Tusky Valley lane 5. Jacob Finicum from New Philadelphia is in 6. Paul O'Donnell from Tuscarawas Central Catholic is in 7. And Kyler Finicum is in lane 8 from New Philadelphia. Let's see here. Zach has a qualifying fastest time of 15.50, but the record is held by Connor Troyer from Garaway back in 2015 with a 14.84.
That's blistering. And I see guys run it with maybe 4 steps in between. Some guys try to get down to 3 steps. Your take on how many steps should somebody actually be comfortable doing?
It's always to their advantage to use the 3-step pattern, but you have to have that rhythm. If you don't have the rhythm, you're going to be slower. Some kids can do it with 5, but your exceptional athletes will have the 3 steps in between.
And I think that's, I still call him Mr. Kreinbill. Is that Dean Kreinbill, the starter down there?
Yes, he is.
40 years working track meets and teaching and coaching young men
Here
and
goes
ladies.
Zach.
Here's Indian Valley's Zach Love. And he's going to get a good time here, somewhere around 15.1. Now, that's the old guy with the eyes and the clock down there, okay? So nothing official about what I just said.
First call, girls, 4 by
But he will be pretty close to that. And if we just keep an eye down there, as you see the number 1 place.
Yeah, I'll try to catch that.
So that's going to go to Indian Valley's Zach Love. You're tuned into the 2018 All-County Classic as Greg and I going to bring you all the action this evening. Get the hurdles out of the way first, and Love turned in a 15.32, Greg.
15.3, faster than he did in the prelims. Very good performance.
Next closest time was Briel, and he was 16.8. So Zach, pretty good run here. One of our sponsors tonight, and we thank all of them, and we'll get through some of them here as the night goes on. Taylor Insurance. Taylor Insurance are located at 112 4th Street Northwest in New Philadelphia. They are your local Allstate agent. That is Taylor Insurance, one of our sponsors here for the 2018 All-County Classic. Take a couple seconds here to regroup, and we got another event getting set at the start line.
Yes, this is the girls 100-meter dash. The meet record is held by Jamie Welsh from Newcomerstown. In 2001, ran a 12.44. In this final, there are going to be 5 finalists from last year. Lane 1 is Katie Eady from Dover. She placed 7th last year. Lane 2 is going to be Brianna Shaw from New Philadelphia. Lane 3 is Kaylin. Hard to pronounce this one.
I would say
Nouse from Tusky Valley. Sorry about that, Kaylin. She placed 5th last year. Angie Wallach from New Philadelphia placed 4th last year. She's in lane 4. Camry Folkert from Dover is in lane 5. Jada Clendenin was champion last year. She's out there in lane 6. Amaris Wells from Newcomers Town was 6th last year. She's in lane 7. And Ashton Gerber from Garraway is in lane 8 for the finalist.
And we're getting set for the start. The 100-meter dash.
And Angie Wallach there in lane 4 had the fastest qualifying time of a 13.02.
And I'll tell you what, she got a start of all starts. She was 3 yards out in front of everybody when they stood up.
She looked very good.
And it's always fun just to try to guess that time. I wasn't too far off on the last one. Maybe a 13.8. Does that sound like a fast time?
I would say she might have been a high 12.
Okay.
She might have been a high 12.
We're rolling along as another one of our sponsors for this evening is Springer Orthodontics. And Dr. Springer and folks located at 107 Ray Avenue Northeast in New Philadelphia. That is Springer Orthodontics, located at 107 Ray Avenue Northeast in New Philadelphia, a sponsor of the 2018 All-County Classic. And we are at TV2. We're now on channel
Call for the girls, 4 by
1021 or
200 meter
1022.
relay. Second call, boys, 4 by 200 meter relay.
And you've got announcers down on the field, down on the track, that are always keeping the athletes ready to go for their event. Greg, you got the first call, second call, third call, that sort of thing.
They didn't give it the time there. We'll have to wait till we get the results sent up to us. Yes, they want to make sure the athletes are there on their first the athlete wants to be there on the first call. But third call is it. If you're not there, they're going to go without you.
And they've gone to third call, the boys now, as they get set for the 100-meter dash.
We have 2 finalists from last year. We have Caden Hostetler from Indian Valley is in lane 1. Roman McIntyre from New Philadelphia is in lane 2. Andrew McVicker from Dover is lane 3.
Jelani?
Oh, Jelani there. Sorry about that. Jelani Walker from New Philadelphia is in lane 4. We have Xavier Grant, who was 3rd last year, from Claymont in lane 5. Devon Gamble from Claymont also was 5th last year. He's in 6th. Chase Bryant from Newcomers Town is in 7th. And Nathan Price from Tuscarawas Central Catholic is in lane 8. Fastest qualifier was, let's see here, we've got 4 kids in the 11s. They're going to be right in the middle of the track.
And a good start. And you see some...
It's going to come down to the finish.
It looks like maybe Jelani Walker might have edged ahead. We're going to have to wait for the official time. I think Dover was pretty close there, too.
Yeah, that was a very nice finish. See, a lot of people that, for a track finish, it's your torso. The first person with their torso across the line. You watch some of the Winter Olympics and some of the skating events, it's your skate across the line. So you see guys stick their foot out or stick their hands out, so to speak. But here, it's your torso. First one to get that across the line.
So if somebody's foot was on the line first and the torso wasn't.
They're not across the line yet.
Is that right?
That's why coaches teach their athletes to lean.
Get that lean. $100-meter dash is in the books, and boy, we're going to have to wait. They kind of went through the. They're up to the 5th place, and that was McInturf of New Philly. But those 2 Claymont guys, you never. I mean, do you break down the 100-meter dash into segments, Greg? Because
You can.
you know, Claymont was winning. The 2 kids from Claymont were winning at the 50-meter mark, and then all of a sudden, somebody else, Jelani Walker from New Philly, kind of turned it on in the second half.
And he won it. There you go. They just announced it right there. He ran 11.27. Gamble was 11.35 at 2nd place. McVicker's 3rd. 11.30, looks like 36 from up here. 4th is Grant. 11.37. 5th is McInturf. 12.07. And that's what they're going to show us for now.
All right. Well, we've got some events in the book. We'll keep giving you finals and results as we continue. But for now, the 2018 All-County Classic, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more action here at Quaker Stadium right after this. Back at the 2018 All-County Classic, Willow Grove, along with Greg Arbogast, taking you through the evening, and what an enjoyable evening it is here at Quaker Stadium. One of our fine sponsors this evening is the Kent State Tuscarawas, and they're located at 330 University Drive Northeast in New Philadelphia. We are your Kent State, and what a gem Kent State Tuscarawas is here in New Philadelphia. So that is Kent State Tuscarawas, located on University Drive in New Philadelphia. And Greg, our upcoming event?
This is the girls 4x200 relay. This will be 2 heats. Sometimes they call them sections. 2 heats will be based on time. So the fastest time you could be in one heat and win it. Someone in the next heat can knock you out.
So when you look at running 2 different heats, you're not running against the other team. You're running against the clock.
You're running against the clock is right.
And the teams in the lanes for this first heat.
First heat here, we have Tusky Valley in lane 4, Newcomerstown in 5, and Strasburg in lane 6.
So 3 of the area teams running in this first event. And it is the girls 4x200. So halfway around the track, the first girl will be handing a baton off to the second girl, and we'll run actually a half a mile total.
Final call, boys.
Well, we can hear that speaker real good, but we can't hear the gun.
Well, I think that speaker's about 10 feet away.
I know.
So the first leg, I don't know if they'll be able to see this over there. The runners will be running and have to exchange between the red triangles. It's kind of hard with the band shell there.
And you know, you and I both have reasons to go watch middle school track at Dover, and I know that's kind of been one of the Achilles tendons for the middle school relay teams, especially the girls. Can't hold on to that baton. How tough is that?
Yeah, younger kids, they panic. They just learn to trust themselves and the coaching that they're receiving at all schools. You know, that's the way you find it. Now these girls here, again, will be between the red triangles. The blue doesn't come into play yet. And the last exchange over here, they're going to be working with the yellow triangles.
And so a girl has to be within the first yellow triangle,
Yes.
and then she's got to get the baton before she steps onto that next yellow triangle.
Yes. Basically, that's the idea, yes. I think that's a good exchange right there for Tusky Valley.
Sometimes that's a science of its own. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
you probably can't practice enough the exchange of the batons.
And then you get a windy day and all your practice is just thrown out the door.
Yeah. And again, this first heat of the 4x200 girls relay is just between 3 schools, but you're running against the clock because we're going to go right into the second heat after these 3 girls finish. And that second heat, they'll take the best time of both heats, and that's going to be your all-county champs.
If I looked correctly, Tusky Valley won that heat with like a 153. Here it comes. 153.19. So that's the standard that the second heat has to beat.
That's
and in
the
this
time.
heat, wow. Lane 2 is going to be Tuscarawas Central Catholic. Lane 3 is going to be Garraway. Lane 4 is New Philadelphia. Lane 5 is Claymont. 6 is Dover. And in lane 7 is Indian Valley. And Indian Valley placed 11th last year. 11th in Division 2. And they have 3 returning runners from that state qualifying relay. But I'm not seeing them lining up. Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So they're out in lane 7.
Yeah, a little late getting their blocks.
And so do we have the names of the 3 returning Indian Valley girls. So we have Shaylee Shepard, Katana Rakestraw, and Kiera Rakestraw. Now with a name like that, I would say they're sisters. What would you say?
If not, they're close cousins.
Am I going out on the limb? All right. And you'll see in these county classics, you know, your larger schools, they're probably going to have teams or individuals in every event. Some of the smaller schools, they just don't have enough kids to field all of the different relays.
Exactly. One thing I'd like to point out here is if you look there in the start, you can kind of see Lois Wright, one of the starters, on a ladder. She's going to be looking at the outside lanes. And I don't know if you can see Dean Kreinbelt. He's on the outside of the track. He's going to be looking back at the inside lane. So it's not, people are wondering how Lois can be seeing the inside runners right now. That's not what she's watching right now. This is where the starters work together.
And they're watching for false starts.
Exactly.
Now, in high school, do you get one and you're disqualified?
Everybody gets one, yes.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, back in my day, that could have been a while ago, did we get two?
I believe it used to be two, yes. But then people started using that as a little sportsmanship, not sportsmanship,
Well, advantage.
advantage. Keep people in the
that
blocks
start.
a little longer.
Okay. And again, this is the 4x200. Each girl will run 200 meters. They're going to make the exchange halfway around the track, just before the band shelter over there.
And these lanes look like they've been switched on us.
Okay.
It looks like Central Catholic. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Nope, I was looking ahead at the boys. Getting ahead of myself. No, they were what we read. We were okay.
And again, they're running against the time. The time to beat
Is 153.19. Got Dover first, Indian Valley so far in second. It's still hard to see with the stagger.
It took a while for me to figure that out. Just the girls in the outside lane have to start so much further ahead than the inside lane just because they got to run so much further. So this 4x200, they stay in their lanes
The
the whole
entire
way.
race, yes. And everyone's running the same distance. It just
Yes.
appears that you're running further. And even as an athlete, you feel like you're running further.
Well, Dover's right now in control of this relay. As they make the exchange the last time, the final leg.
Now, at least what we had on our paper that was entered, that this was the returning athletes for Indian Valley. Either that or everyone else is running an exceptional race.
Dover's got control, 50 meters to go. Philly's catching up, but not going to get her. So we'll have to wait for the time. I'd say 153.19. Dover's going to be real close to that.
Yes, I think Dover might have gotten it.
Again, we got a clock right beside the scoring trailer. Hopefully, we'll get you some results, some times. We've got 2 meet records right now in the books here at Quaker Stadium. And, well, I think 151.24.
That said New
It
Philadelphia.
said New Philly. Do you think it was a mistake?
I'm
Because New
not
Philly's second.
Sure, yeah.
Well, I don't know.
They might make a correction on it. The record that we failed to mention there was held by Claymont in 2006, ran a 146.94. So here comes the boys 4x2.
And you know what? As they're getting set, Greg, how about updating? We did start with 2 relays, long relays, prior to coming on the air this evening. And the results of the boys and the girls 4x800.
In the girls, we had Indian Valley was 7th with a time of 11:48.69. 6th place was Claymont with 11:44.81. 5th place was Newcomerstown with 11:36.53. 4th was Garaway with 11:05.60. 3rd place was New Philadelphia with a 10:18.55. 2nd place was Tusky Valley with a 10:08.96, and in 1st place, the Dover girls set a new meet record with a time of 9:52.54, and that was Emerson Rainsberger, Ella Nixon. I'm sorry, Emerson Rainsberg. Sorry about that, Emerson. Ella Needing, Aaron Smith, and Rhea Harrison. And in the boys, Sixth was Tusky Valley with a 10 minutes,
On your mark.
52 seconds. Fifth place, Garroway with a 9:09:48. Fourth was Claymont with a 9:01:23. Third, Indian Valley with an 8:48:17. Second, New Philadelphia with an 8:46:82. And in first place was Dover with an 8:24:28. And that was Trent Nixon, Vincent Giametti, Ethan Rainsberger, and Drew Adjancic.
And we're looking right now at the start of the boys 4x200 relay.
And this is all the schools that have teams entered. Lane 2 is Indian Valley, 3 is Dover, 4 is New Philadelphia, 5 is Tusky Valley, 6 is Claymont, and 7 is Garroway. And the times are all within about a second of each other for the qualifying times.
Well, the first leg all went to Claymont as they made up the stagger on the runner to his outside, and as they come out of the turn, Claymont has the lead. And it's always tough to say because of that stagger. New Philadelphia is looking pretty good.
This meet record was set in 2012 with Indian Valley with a 1:31:94.
Another good exchange.
On to the girls.
When you're a track coach, you love to see the
Shaw from New Philadelphia.
guy receiving the baton take off and go, because you know there's probably no problem with dropping the baton at that point.
Exactly, yep.
13.64 seconds.
If they do drop the baton, are they automatically disqualified?
A lot of kids say yes. I always tell the athletes, pick it up and finish the race, because you're not disqualified till the race is over.
13.44 seconds. And your 2018
Yeah, and
county classic
somebody had said somewhere along the line that if it stays in your lane and you pick it up, you're able to finish. I
Well,
don't know that.
There's all kinds of arguments. If you leave your lane, you have to exit your lane at a certain point and come back in at the same point. You can't take 3 consecutive strides outside your lane.
So the
that's
main
how we
thing
used
is
to
pick it up and go.
Yep, we suspend our Sundays as an official, arguing all those situations.
100-meter run.
Oh my goodness.
It was enjoyable.
Yes. Well, both of the 4x200 relays in the book now, and you're watching the 2018 All-County Classic. Another one of our fine sponsors for this evening is One Stop Flooring. One Stop Flooring is located at 2671 State Route 39 Northwest in Dover, home of the 40-yard carpet special. 40 yards, $426, pad and installation included. Let me repeat that. Home of the 40-yard carpet special, that is One Stop Flooring, located in Dover. 40 yards of carpet, the pad and installation included for $426.
Second place, Gamble from Claymont with a time of 11.35 seconds.
Again, we'll pass along the results as we get them.
Walker from New Philadelphia.
Look
with a
like
time
New
of
Philadelphia
11.27 seconds.
at 132.55, winners of the 4x200 boys relay. Now we get into a little bit of a distance race. It's the girls 1,600 meter. Now, again, this used to be called the mile, but now we call it the 1,600 meter. Is that more proper?
1,600 meters is right, yes.
So you're part of the new math.
Oh, no, let's not go there.
Okay, we won't go there. So line up for the 1,600 meter for the girls.
Let's see. We have Vanessa Shaw from Indian Valley, Hannah Hosta from Tusky Valley, who was a cross-country state qualifier, Rachel Anderson from New Philadelphia was also a cross-country state qualifier, Maddie DuBois from Tusky Valley placed Division II. She placed 11th with a time of 5:13 last year at the state track meet and qualified for the cross-country. We have Haley Robinson from Newcomerstown. Aaron Smith from Dover was a cross-country state qualifier. Brittany Roth from Indian Valley. Rebecca Stoneman from New Philadelphia. She was a cross-country state qualifier. Sydney Lawrence from Tuscarawas Central Catholic. Jocelyn Miller from Garroway was a cross-country state qualifier. Gretchen Birch from Claymont. Trey Davis from Newcomerstown, Emerson Rainsberg, cross-country qualifier from Dover, Alexis Kinsey from Claymont, and Lindsay Gehring from Garaway was a cross-country state qualifier.
All right. 4 trips around Quaker Stadium is 1,600 meters. New Philly and Tusky Valley out in front. Pair of New Philly girls in the top 4.
Rachel Anderson is the defending champion. She ran a 5:17 last year, and Maddie from Tusky Valley was the runner-up at 5:19. Both very respectable times.
From New Philadelphia with a throw of 43 feet 2 1/2 inch. 5th place, Jones from Tusky Valley with a throw of 43 feet 8
Beautiful night
inches.
for track
4th
here
place,
at Quaker
Taylor
Stadium
Cole
as
from
part of the
Claymont with a throw of
2018 All-County
45 feet, 9
Classic.
1/2 inch. 3rd place, Vicky from
The
Dover
top
with
4 returning runners are all in this race tonight.
46 feet 5 inches. 2nd place, Kyler Dickey from Dover with a throw of
Now, when you look at
47 feet 9 1/2 inches.
Ladies running
And your
track,
2018
guys running
County
track,
Classic champion
typically,
is
do
Blake
you
Bernard
see
from
times
Claymont with a throw of
improve
50 feet 10
from
1/2
a girl
inches.
that's a freshman or sophomore by the time she's a senior? Do they taper off?
I see more improvement myself with a female athlete. I've seen that over the years. Boy athletes sometimes are usually at their, I don't want to say at their peak, but close to their peak by the time they are a sophomore, I would say.
And when you look at a tracking or a track coaching staff, you know, you've got different folks that are coaching the kids, and some might have high points on distance running, some might have high points on sprinting, because the training for a sprinter and a long distance runner is typically different.
Oh, that's why I love the sport of track and field. You have every athlete, any kid can fit out here. You can be a thrower, you can be a jumper, you can be a sprinter, you can be a distance runner, you can be a hurdler. It's for everybody. And obviously the training is going to be different for everybody. This is a very nice race up front.
With a throw of 108 feet 6 inches.
This is Rachel Anderson of New Philadelphia and Maddie Du Bois of Tusky Valley battling it out up front. And again, Rachel was last year's champion. I believe they're on the bell lap. Used to be the gun lap.
Results of the boys discus.
Who's got the bell down there?
Looks like they gave it to a young lady.
19 feet 4 inches. 5th place,
Yes,
Miller
they
from
did.
Fairway with a throw of 120
One lap to go in
feet,
this 1,600 meter race.
Kyler Dickey from Dover
Their
with a
split
throw
there
of
was a
130
352
feet,
for
1
Maddie
inches. 3rd place,
and a
Clark from Claymont with a throw of
356 for
130
Rachel.
feet, 3 inches. 2nd place, Love from Indian Valley with a throw of 133 feet 8 inches. And your county classic champion in the boys discus is Blake Leonard from Claymont with a throw of 140 feet 2 inches.
Boy, Maddie came to run tonight. She looks great.
Results of the girls pole vault. 6th place, Halsey from Newcomerstown with a vault of 8
And actually, you can hear some of the results as it's being read in the background. And again, we'll cap each event, because the winner of the events tonight will be crowned the All-County Classic champ.
And McEwen from New Philadelphia with a vault of 10 feet. And your 2018 County Classic champion in the pole vault is Maddie Du Bois from Tusky Valley with a jump of 10 feet 6 inches.
So there's Maddie finishing as they just announced her being the champion in the pole vault.
So she'll be the All-County champion this evening, and
She ran about a 5:09 from what I could see.
You guys don't have access to turn Carla down, do you? Okay, sorry.
so Maddie, 2 championships this evening. Finishing up the 1,600 meter race, and it's track season. And now, and Greg, when you look at our spring that we've had, baseball cancels, very few softball cancels, but I have sat out and froze at track meets with umbrellas and sub-freezing weather. We don't cancel track meets very often, do we?
That's why they have put in all-weather tracks.
Gotcha. I wondered what that term meant.
Not the crushed limestone or the cinder of the olden days. These are all-weather tracks.
Oh, my goodness. And you know what? If you wear enough clothes and maybe 2 or 3 blankets, it doesn't affect you.
Or if you talk nice to the people in the press box.
There you go. There you go. You get up there and get to see what's going on behind the scenes and turn the heater on a little bit, right?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Well, we're just completing the 1,600-meter run here.
Well,
and
Here's an example I'd like to give. The athletes crossing right now, in another sport, you didn't win. But these athletes could right now be running personal bests. And if you're running a personal best, you can't ask any more.
yeah,
That's why this sport is so rewarding.
and that's why I see coaches still cheering on the folks that are toward the end of the race.
Exactly.
Turn it on, pick it up, because they are running against their personal best. They're running against the clock.
Yes.
So, well, that's the completed girls' version of the 1,600-meter run. So we're going to stick right here, and we're going to have the boys' 1,600-meter run as we look at
We have Tyler Francis from Garraway, Gage Rankin from Claymont, Kirk McDonald from Tusky Valley, Ethan Rainsberger from Dover was 4th last year. Aiden Haar from New Philadelphia was last year's champion, and he was a state qualifier in cross country. Daniel Mass from Garraway, Joe Brown from Indian Valley, Gabe Ernest from New Philadelphia was 3rd last year. Diego Castanero, I'm sorry about that, Diego, from Tusky Valley, Ethan McPeak from Indian Valley, Jacob Robinson from Newcomerstown, Jack Oberholzer from Tuscarawas Central Catholic, Tanner Norman from Newcomerstown, Eric Diebolt from Claymont, and Max Dementillo from Tuscarawas Central Catholic. He was 8th last year.
all right, that is your lineup.
The fastest time qualifying was Aiden Haar with a turned-in time of 4 minutes 28.4. The record for that is by Aiden Haar with a 4:23.82. He set that last year.
All right.
Runners, stand in your lane.
His goal is to set another new record.
On your mark.
And you see each lane has basically 2 runners starting. Is there a limit to how many you can put in a lane to start a race?
They usually like to put 2. Sometimes they'll go into alleys. Alleys would be like it's lane 1 and 2 where the athletes can work.
Results of the girls.
They can put 4 sometimes in that. It's all based on the size of the track. With this being a 8-lane track, the number of athletes they put on varies. And that also varies by high school or middle school or so forth.
And based on where they started, the triangles or whatever, that determines where they can come in to lane number 1 and run the rest of the race. So where they started here allowed them to come in out of their lane in lane 8, say, all the way over to lane 1,
Yes, that's a
just out of the turn.
that start right there. They had to run the turn in their lane, and they could cut in on the backstretch into lane 1, as long as they had a full stride on the runner behind them.
Well,
Aiden's definitely
he's setting
going
the
out pretty
pace
hard.
right now,
yes,
isn't
he
he?
is. Very good pace. He looks exceptional.
Of course, he comes from a running family.
Yes, he does.
And you have the pack almost, I'd say, 60 meters behind him already, maybe more.
Third place, Tusky Valley with a time of 1 minute 34.08 seconds. Second place, Claymont with a time of 1 minute 33.23
He is currently at 1:45 coming into the home stretch here. His half-mile time is going to be a very good half-mile time. And it's just his split.
With a time of 1 minute 32.55 seconds.
I think I see the runner coming up the steps now with some results we might have.
All right. Now, when you look at high school track, and we talk about qualifiers, state qualifiers, how do you determine, like, does the high school have district and then regional track meets, or is it the top so many times that get to move on into the state?
Yes, every school gets to send 2 representatives to district, and then based on how many schools are entered at district, we'll send athletes on to regionals. Then from regionals, the top 4, I believe it was, qualified for state, and again, sometimes that varies based on the size of your region. And then you have your 16 athletes that meet at the state meet then.
So 16, and that's the number they've started doing the middle school athletes, allowing
Yes.
them to go to state for middle school, and they take the top 16 times that have been recorded to the state.
Exactly, yes, that's a great thing that they're doing for the sport of track and field.
Well, coming up on Bell Lap, 1 lap to go for Mr. Hart of New Philadelphia.
He's at 3:19, I believe, was the split for his 3rd lap. He is up, I'll bet you it's 100 meters. He may even lap a couple athletes. And this pack back here still is running a nice race. He's just running that much more.
And his time last year was a new record. What was that again, as we remind the folks?
Yes, he ran a 4:23.82 last year. And he's got 200 meters to go. And his time right now is at 4 minutes right there. He's behind the bench, coming out behind the band shell. He might be close to it.
And we're talking about Aiden Haar, New Philadelphia.
So, yes, he did it. Lap 2 athletes here. He's at 4:16. Ooh, he's tightening up a little bit. I don't believe he's going to get the record, but he's running an incredible time here. 4:26.
The all-county champ in the 1,600 meter, Aiden Haar of New Philadelphia. So he's a 2-time champion
2-time champion. What a
for the Quakers.
And I believe his teammate there, Gabe, was runner-up, 3rd last year and runner-up this year. And Ethan Rainsberg was 3rd, I believe. And he was 4th last year, so those 2 both moved up.
Moving right along. New Philadelphia does a good job of running track meets, don't they?
They do a great job over here. They really know what they're doing.
Relay, second call boys, 4x100 meter relay.
And a lot of the timing and everything now has turned into electronic. We've got a big ladder down there with a camera type device that can electronically catch the runners as they cross the finish line.
Absolutely, and they try to keep everyone away from that when the race is going on. You don't want to go because the camera will take a picture.
That's part of the fun of standing down there and watching the folks in the trailer. They get pretty uptight about that. The last runner crosses the line, and again, we're at Quaker Stadium. It's the 2018 All-County Classic. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more right here on TV2, and we're now on channel 1021 or 1022.
Lane assignments.
Quaker Stadium, and we just heard the lady with the PA announcer saying, starter, the track is yours. It's the 4x100 ladies relay.
We have Newcomer Town in 1, Indian Valley in 2, Dover in 3, Claymont in 4, Garaway in 5, New Philadelphia in 6, Tusky Valley in 7, and Strasburg in 8. The track is full.
And they were ready to start, and probably the gun didn't fire, so we have a little bit of an issue once in a while, and girls will get up, relax, and they'll get ready to start again.
Runners, stand in your lane.
Now, does the starter have, what start time? Is it somebody hitting something on the computer, or does she have something attached to that gun that,
There's a sensor attached to that gun.
Set.
so it's sent electronically?
Yes. The sensor picks it up.
All right, so the 4x100, each girl going to run 100 meters,
Philly's already made the stagger up on 2 athletes.
and you have the handoff of the baton across the way. They'll go the whole length of the back straight, I guess, is what I would call that. And another handoff, and then another one to start down the front stretch.
And it looks like Indian Valley looks like had the lead going into the band shell.
And again, if you're a coach watching this, you want to see the white flag go up. There's a person in each exchange area.
Oh,
And-
it was Tusky Valley. I'm sorry, that was Tusky Valley.
Tusky Valley, large lead out there.
Looks like
And
Tusky Valley won that.
pretty good time.
Let's see what they post down there.
First call, girls, 400 meters.
So Tusky Valley, your all-county champs in the 4x100 meter relay.
And they ran a 52.61. 52.61.
That's moving. That's pretty good.
Yes, that's not too bad.
Looked like New Philadelphia was second, Garaway was third, and
Lane
Dover
assignments for the boys,
came in
4x100
fourth.
meter relay. Lane 1, Garaway.
So now
Lane
we've got
2,
the boys
Dover.
lining up.
Lane 3, Indian Valley.
And
Lane
the
4,
lineup for them, Greg?
Lane
We
5,
have
New
Garaway in 1,
Philadelphia.
Dover in
Lane
2,
6,
Indian
Newcomer
Valley
Town.
3.
Lane 7,
I'm in
Tusky
competition with the
Valley.
announcers down below. 4 is Claymont, 5 is New Philadelphia, 6 is Newcomerstown, and 7 is Tusky Valley. This record was set in 2006 by New Philadelphia with a 43.71.
Whoa.
Exchange zone 2.
All right, we're getting to the start now of the boys 4x100. And another fine sponsor of tonight's track meet here at Quaker Stadium, Trinity Hospital. Trinity Hospital, Twin City. They're located at 819 North First Street in Denison. That is Trinity Hospital, Twin City. And you can go on the website, www.trinitytwincity.org. Thank the fine folks at Trinity Hospital for sponsoring the All-County Classic here in 2018.
Okay, there again you can see the starter, Dean Kreinbell, there by that. Is that a gator that he's standing by? He doesn't appear to be looking at lane 1, 2, 3, or 4, and he isn't, because his responsibility is the outside lanes. Lois is up there. Lois Wright, the other assistant starter, is looking at the inside lanes.
Set.
Another good start.
Looks like Claymont has a nice lead-off leg here, made up stagger in New Philadelphia. Very quick stick.
And again, looks like good handoffs.
Final call, girls, 400 meters.
Third leg.
Second call, boys, 400 meters.
Looks like it's between Claymont and Tusky Valley, it appeared, going in behind the band shell. Oh, New Philadelphia made some time ground up here. But yes, that's Claymont out front.
The race is for second right now.
Dover's
There's-
running a nice leg. Looks like Dover might get second.
I think you might have called it right.
Claymont had a qualifying time of 44.9.
They're going to be pretty close to that. Moving right along. That's the boys 4x100. Upcoming is going to be the 400 meter run. We'll have the girls first, the boys second. And we'll get the official time here in the boys 4x100 meter run.
That's still running. The clock's still running down there.
Another fine sponsor here this evening is Meese Tree Solutions. They are Tuscarawas County's newest tree care specialist. You can call them today at 330-987-5797. Again, you can call them at 330-987-5797. And you can call them for all your tree care needs. No tree too tall and no job too small. That is Meese Tree Solutions, another fine sponsor of tonight's event right here on TV2, now located on channel 1021 or 1022. Willie Grove along with Greg Arbogast. And Greg, we could probably start, maybe even give some of the results in order. And I don't know, I've lost count, but beautiful night for track. And one way we know that is we've got several new county records for this track meet.
I see 3 here, and they're all on the girls' side so far. We have, let me pull this up here, in the 1,600 meters, we had the top 6. Emerson Rainsburg from Dover was 6th with a 5:36.12. 5th place was Rebecca Stoneman from New Philadelphia, 5:35.18. 4th was Aaron Smith from Dover, 5:33.26. 3rd was Brittany Roth from Indian Valley, 5:29.96. 2nd was Rachel Anderson from New Philadelphia, 5:21.61. And 1st, Maddie DuBois from Tusky Valley with a new meet record of 5:09.62. The record was by Haley Gosser from New Philadelphia in 2006 of a 5:13.54. So Maddie DuBois with a new record.
And we're looking at the start of the girls' 400-meter run. And I believe we have 2 races for this one.
Yes, the first heat we have Eva Donathan, sorry about that, Eva, from Newcomerstown, Paige Gerber from Garraway, and Allie Bittekoffer from Strasburg. And this will be based on times.
So 2 heats, you're racing against the clock, not racing against the girl beside you necessarily.
Here's results from the girls' pole vault. 6th place was Kim Halsey from Newcomerstown, 8 feet 6 inches. 5th was Emma Potts from Tusky Valley, 9 feet. 4th was Nikki Zontini from Tuscarawas Central Catholic, 9 feet 6 inches. Tie for 2nd at 10 feet. That would be based on the number of misses. Ellie McDaniel and Kate McEwen from New Philadelphia. Ellie is from Indian Valley, both at 10 feet. And the champion, just like I read in the 1600, this is Maddie DuBois from Tusky Valley, 10 feet 6 inches. In the boys' discus, we have Spencer Charton from New Philadelphia, 119 feet 4 inches. 5th place, Austin Miller from Garraway, 120 feet 2 inches. 4th was Kyler Dickey from Dover, 130 feet 1 inch. 3rd was Lyle Clark from Claymont, 130 feet 3 inches. 2nd, Nick Love from Indian Valley, 133 8 inches. And in 1st, Blake Leinard from Claymont, 140 feet 2 inches. And if anybody is a discus thrower, you want to go to Claymont and be coached by Jeff Arthurs.
There you go.
He has had so many state qualifiers or state champions in the discus. You want to get under Jeff Arthurs.
Nice plug there. We're now getting set for the 2nd heat in the girls' 400-meter dash. And when you look at the lineups here, Caitlin Glazier, she's Newcomerstown. She's in lane 2. Lane 3, Olivia Fry, Indian Valley. Lane 4, another Indian Valley girl, Michaela Baker. Lane 5, Natalie Davis. She's from New Philadelphia. Lane 6, Kayla Scott from Tusky Valley. And lane 7, Brooke Worker from Garraway.
And again, this will be based on time, so someone in that first heat could actually be the champion if no one in the other heats beat the time she set.
And so you might have already said this, Haley Hunter with the record for the county meet at 1 minute, .34 seconds, and that was in 2003.
Here's the result of the girls' discus. In sixth was Claire Bauer from Dover, 94 feet 4 inches. Fifth place was Emily Love from Indian Valley, 96 feet. Fourth place was Jade Johnson from Newcomerstown, 100 feet 3 inches. Fourth place, Kelsey Martin from Indian Valley, 101 feet 3 inches. Second place was Michaela Miller from Garraway, 104 feet 5 inches. And a champion from Dover, Grace Wallace, 108 feet 6 inches. With that, meet record was, I believe it was, no, they don't have the meet record on here. They just have the all-time record in the county.
So that's the second heat completed here in the girls' 400-meter dash. Used to be a run, but now they pretty much sprint. We'll see the boys. It's almost an all-out sprint for 400 meters, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I believe we might have one more heat. Yes, we do. We have one more heat.
So we have 3 heats in
Yes.
this. I wondered because we didn't have any Dover girls in the first 2 heats.
Yes, they're
So
coming on the track now for the third heat.
Tusky Valley is going to be in lane 1. That's Lexi Inkstrom. Claymont's going to have lane 2, Alexa Green. Camry Cummings, Tuscarawas Central Catholic, lane 3. Willow Cox from Dover, lane 4, and she's going to have teammate Meredith Lehman right beside her in lane 5, also from Dover. Peyton Olson, Tuscarawas Central Catholic. Go Peyton, I better say that. I think I got a grandson that knows Peyton pretty well. And then Kiera Sexton, lane 7, New Philadelphia, and Michaela Poole from Claymont, all the way out in lane 8.
And again, these girls will be running against the times that were established in the first 2 heats. Here's the results from the boys' shot put. In 6th place, Spencer Charton from New Philadelphia, 43 feet 2.5 inches. 5th place, Zach Jones from Tusky Valley, 43 feet 8 inches. 4th place, Deccan Vanderpool from Claymont, 45 feet 9.5 inches. 3rd place is Caden Dickey from Dover, 46 feet 5 inches. 2nd place is Caden's brother, Kyler Dickey from Dover, 47 feet 9.5 inches. And in 1st place, the champion from Claymont, Blake Leinard, 50 feet 10.5 inches. Did we have an open lane here?
Yeah, nobody in lane 2 right now.
Yeah, looks like a scratch from Claymont.
Again, the 400 meter. One time around the track here at Quaker Stadium.
Here's the results of the girls' shot put. 6th place, Emily Love from Indian Valley, 30 feet 7 inches. 5th place, Jade Johnson, Newcomerstown, 30 feet 1 inches. 4th place, Grace Wallace, sorry about that, from Dover, 32 feet half inch. 3rd place, Claire Bauer from Dover, 32 feet 7.5 inches. 2nd place, Michaela Miller from Garraway, 31 feet 1/2 inch. And in 1st place, the champion was Ashton Warner from Indian Valley, 37 feet.
Getting the results in. And it looks like Dover 1 and 2 in this race.
Looked like about a 62 won the 3rd heat there.
Now we've completed the heats for the girls. Took 3 of them and won't know the results until the computer puts them in order.
Computers are nice nowadays, aren't they?
Yes.
Here's results from the boys' 100-meter dash. We had 8 in the finals. So we had Nathan Price from Tuscarawas Central Catholic was a 12:27. Caden Hostetler from Indian Valley, 12:23. 6th was Chase Bryant from Newcomerstown, 12:10. 5th was Roman McIntyre from New Philadelphia, 12:07. 4th was Xavier Grant from Claymont, 11:37. 3rd was Andrew McVicker from Dover, 11:36. Devon Gamble from Claymont was 2nd with 11:35, and The champion from New Philadelphia with 11:27 is Jelani Walker.
All right. Want to congratulate all the county champions and really congratulate all the runners showing up here tonight, making it a great event. And as Greg already pointed out, just racing against your best time, trying to do the best you can. And that's kind of what I like about middle school track. There are so many kids out, but there's positions for almost all of them. They like to spread it around, and kids are running different events. It's not one kid running 5. It's everybody trying to at least get into one event.
And everyone is so different. Every event is so different. Your distance events, your sprint events, hurdles, jumping, throwing, it's all different.
This is the start of the boys' 400-meter dash.
This is 2 heats. First heat looks like Dylan Donathan from Newcomerstown in lane 1, Brandon Poley from Strasburg in lane 2, Ethan Miller from Garraway is lane 3, Jerome Tucker from Claymont is lane 4, Dylan Garrettson from Newcomerstown is in lane 6, and Connor Harlan from Claymont is in lane 7. And let's see, the qualifying fastest time in this heat is Jerome Tucker with a 56.
All right.
And they're running on time.
You know, one thing this shows, I think, at least somebody like me, now you're not bringing every member of your track meet or track team to this meet, but track is alive and well in Tuscarawas County, is it not?
Absolutely. You get a lot of state qualifiers, state champions. A lot of state champions come from our part of the state.
300-meter hurdles, first call boys, 300-meter hurdles.
So is Claymont finishing first there.
Yeah, that was Jerome Tucker in first there.
Reminding you, another one of our sponsors this evening is Taylor Insurance. Taylor Insurance, located at 112 4th Street Northwest in New Philadelphia. They are your local Allstate agent. Again, that is Taylor Insurance in New Philadelphia, sponsor of the 2018 All-County Classic here at Quaker Stadium. We are TV2, now located on channel 1021 or 1022.
Here's the second heat of the boys 400. In lane 1, we have Solomon Cox from Indian Valley. Lane 2, Garrett Newsom from Dover. Lane 3, Trent Nixon from Dover. Lane 4, L.J. Lowry from New Philadelphia. In 5, we have Caden Richmond from New Philadelphia. In 7, Colin Hostetler from Garraway. And in lane 8 is Tyler Stump. And LJ finished 7th in the 400 Division 1 last year at the state meet with a 49.84.
It's going to be a pretty good race right here. You got a couple freshmen going at it in Richmond and Newsom, Philly and Dover, respectively. Got a Tusky Valley kid out there, also a freshman, Tyler Stump. So at least 3 freshmen in this race. And I know Garrett Newsom and Caden Richmond really had some battles last year as 8th graders.
Yes, they did. Exceptional athletes down there in the middle school, and now they're running with the big boys up here at the all-county meet.
And usually it was Richmond of New Philly that got the better. But I'm looking now, and I'm seeing, let's see, New Philadelphia's other runner.
That's L.J. Lowry.
And
he's low 50s. So he's right back where he was last year at this point.
2 Philly and 2 Dover runners finishing in the top 4 here in the 400-meter boys race. Give you another sponsor as we go through some of the sponsors responsible for bringing this to us here tonight. Dr. Springer, Springer Orthodontics, located at 107 Ray Avenue Northeast in New Philadelphia. That is Dr. Springer and Springer Orthodontics.
Here is girls 100-meter dash finals. 8th place was Ashton Gerber from Garraway with a 13.95. 7th place was Katie Eady from Dover with 13.77. 6th place was Brianna Shaw from New Philadelphia, 13.69. 5th place was Jada Clendenin from Tuscarora Central Catholic with 13.64. 4th was Amarius Wells from Newcomerstown, 13.63. 3rd place was Kaylin Knowles from Tusky Valley, 13.47. 2nd was Camry Folkert from Dover with a 13.44. And in 1st place, the county champion is Angie Wallach from New Philadelphia with a 12.96.
All right. Well,
And she placed 4th last year, so she definitely moved up.
very good. Most of the field events are finished except for the pole vault. And looks like somebody's going for 11.6 over there. But we're going to take a quick break as part of our 2018 All-County Classic here on TV2. And when we come back, we might sneak down there and try to figure out who's on the pole vault. And we're getting ready for another hurdle race. Back with more right after this. It's the start of the girls' 300-meter hurdles. First heat, just 4 runners. Emma Warkle from Garraway, Indian Valley in lane 3. That's Shelby Caggett. Haley Hevlin from Claymont in lane 4. Ashley Kinsey, Tusky Valley in lane 5. It'll be 2 heats in this event, and the winner will be determined on the best time. Not the finish in each heat, just who runs the fastest time. So you are running against the clock, and you are running against the track. Hurdles, how far apart are they spaced? Any idea?
That I don't remember.
Okay.
I want to say 30 meters. That's a guess.
All right.
That's
well,
a guess.
We've got one girl that didn't start this one, so we're down to 3. And they'll be jumping about 5, 6 different hurdles along the way. Unless there's one behind the band shell.
There is one. Here's the results from the girls' high jump. 6th place, Sarah Beachy from Garraway, 4 feet 10 inches. 5th place, Sarah Dreher from Strasburg, 4 feet 10 inches. 4th place, Haley Maloon from Tusky Valley, 4 feet 10 inches. Kiera Rackshaw from Indian Valley, 4 feet 10 inches. 2nd place, Veronica Jeffers from New Philadelphia, 4 feet 10 inches, and that is all based on misses. And the champion from Indian Valley is Kitana Rakeshaw, sorry about that, from Indian Valley, 5 feet 2 inches.
Our county classic champion. And we have a Claymont girl finishing first in this heat, and that's Haley Hevlin. And again, her time will be based on the next heat, and the winning time will be our county champion.
And here's, we got a little moment here. Girls long jump, 6th place, Kaylee Rest from New Philadelphia, 14 feet, 1 3/4 inch. 5th place, Haley Maloon from Tusky Valley, 14 feet, 9 3/4 inch. 4th place, Camry Folkert, Dover, 15 feet, 1 1/2 inches. 3rd place, Shaylee Shepard, Indian Valley, 15 feet, 9 1/4 inch. 2nd place, Jordan Kaiser from Dover, almost said New Philadelphia, 15 feet 10 1/2. Her dad was a New Philadelphia graduate. And at 1st place, Kitana Rakeshaw from Indian Valley, 16 feet 11 1/2 inches. So she's both of the jump champions this year.
And now we are looking at the start of the second heat of the 300-meter hurdles for girls. And that second heat, Greg?
We have, let's see here, make sure. Yeah, we have Grace Smith from Dover in lane 1. Alex Pirano from Indian Valley 2. Jordan Kaiser, who placed 4th last year from Dover's lane 3. Carly Jacobs, last year's champion, is in lane 4. Josie Pry, last year's runner-up from New Philadelphia, is in lane 5. Regina Joano from Tuscarora Central Catholic, last year's 3rd place, is in 6th. Megan Maurer from New Philadelphia is in 7. She was last year's 5th place. And Lexi Wood is in lane 8. She was last year's 6th place. So our top 6 finishers last year are all back.
How about that? It's going to be a pretty tight race as they come out of the turn onto the straight. It's New Philadelphia and Garraway.
This last hurdle seems to get everybody.
And the Philly girl, she kind of went sideways on the second to the last hurdle and kind of almost went into the other lane.
Yep, I had always heard that this is one of the toughest races in track and field.
You know, I could see that. Just the endurance, you know, not 400. I mean, 400 meters tough to run. And yet you go 300 meters and have to jump hurdles. That would be a tough one.
Yep. Here's results from the boys long jump. In 6th place, Nick Newland from Dover, 18 feet 5 and 1/4 inch. 5th place, Caden Hostetler from Indian Valley, 19 feet 1 3/4 inch. 4th place, O'Shea Williams from Dover, 19 feet 6 inches. 3rd place, Alec Preston from New Philadelphia, 19 feet 7 inches. In 2nd place, San Zemus from New Philadelphia, 19 feet 11 and a half, and the champion is Xavier Grant from Claymont, 20 feet 7 inches.
Congratulations to Xavier, county champ, and another one of our sponsors.
And he's our defending champion.
Oh, okay. 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
One Stop Flooring. One Stop Flooring located at 2671 State Route 39 Northwest in Dover. Home of the 40-yard carpet special. You need 40 yards of carpet? It'll cost you $426. That includes the pad and installation. That's One Stop Flooring in Dover.
In the first heat here of the boys, they had to raise the hurdles all the way around the track for the boys. We have Paul O'Donnell from Tuscaloosa Central Catholic in 3, Trey Briel from Claymont in 4, Jaden Miller from Garraway in 5, and Kyle Dunn from Garraway in lane 6. But it appears that we are missing one of the Garraway runners.
All right, and they're off and running. Same distance as the girls. The only difference is the hurdles are a little bit higher.
Exactly. The girls run 30 inches, the boys run 36 inches.
And somebody just cleared the pole vault. Is your eyes better than mine? Is that like 12 now?
It looks like a 12-foot to me, yes. Not that I can see the standard, but I can see the numbers.
Yeah, it's a pretty clean vault. I think we got maybe three guys left in the pole vault. And Claymont coming on. Going to finish the race at about 44.5.
And record for this was Connor Troyer from Garraway in 2015, ran a 38:59. And Briel just ran a 43:87. So Mr. Trey Briel from Claymont has established the standard to beat. Here we go, heat 2. Adam Lenhoff from Indian Valley's in 1. Nick Newland from Dover's in 3. Ben Hooper is listed. I haven't seen Ben here today. For Dover in lane 3. Zach Lowe from Indian Valley's in 4. Storm Essler from New Philadelphia is in lane 5. Hunter Garrettson is from Newcomerstown in lane 6. Jacob Finnegan is from New Philadelphia is in 7. And Mason Arnold from Claymont is in lane 8. And Zach Love from Indian Valley, he placed 15th last year in Division II in the 300-meter hurdles.
I think Zach's got a win already tonight, doesn't he?
Yes, he won the 110 hurdles.
Getting set for the second heat of the boys' 300-meter hurdles. Again, the time to beat here is 43.8. That was the fastest time in heat number 1. I'm sorry, go ahead, Greg.
I was going to read the results. Here we go. Girls 100-meter hurdles. 8th place was Emma Smith from Dover, 18.3. 7th place was Ashley Kinsey from Tusky Valley, 18.12. 6th place was Emma Werkel from Garraway, 18.04. 5th place was Madeline McDaniel from Indian Valley, 17.97. Fourth place was Lexi Woods from Claymont, 17.3. Third place, Kate McEwen from New Philadelphia, 16.28. Second place, Josie Pry from New Philadelphia, 15.62. And the champion, defending champion as well, Carly Jacobs from Garraway, is a 15.48.
And it is Zach Love finishes the 300-meter hurdle in first place. Again, the fastest time in the first heat was 43.8, and I'm going to go out on the limb and say he was about a 41, so he 40.85. So he's got himself another county championship in the 300-meter hurdles. That is Zach Love from Indian Valley. Another one of our sponsors here this evening is Kent State Tuscarawas. Kent State, located at 330 University Drive Northeast in New Philadelphia. We are your Kent State. Again, another gem in the area. That is Kent State Tuscarawas, located at 330 University Drive Northeast in New Philadelphia. Moving right along, Greg, as you see Kent State up there.
We're moving on to the girls' 800-meter run. As soon as the starters get back over here, they're going to be starting the girls. We have 800-meter girls. Let's call this lane. I'm from the inside out. Helena Immel from Garraway, Haley Robinson from Newcomerstown, Ella Needing from Dover, Rachel Anderson from New Philadelphia, Reese Wires from Indian Valley, Lauren Gehring from Garraway, Gretchen Birch from Claymont, Izzy Patterson from Indian Valley, Carly Pry from New Philadelphia, Rhea Harrison from Dover was a county runner-up last year, Alexis Kinsey from Claymont, Emma Edinger from Tusky Valley from next to the outside, and Kate Geyser from Tusky Valley on the outside was fourth at last year's 800.
And of course, Carly, sister of Josie and daughters of head track coach here at New Philadelphia, Joe Pry.
Now these girls will run their lanes. There'll be 2 per lane. They'll run it for 300 meters and cut in at the start of the 100. Looks like we have a scratch in lane 2. Looks like Ella Needing from Dover.
And it takes the starters a little bit of time, even though they have the gator to go from one side of the track to the other, get all their stuff out, the ladders and everything. Now we're getting set for the 800 meters.
The meet record was set in 1994 of 2 minutes 19.34 seconds by a runner from Dover that some people may have heard of by the name of Ricky Surrett. I believe that year was one of the years she was a state champion.
She was quite a runner. She was quite a track star.
She was quite an athlete.
Basketball player. I don't know what else. I don't know if she played softball. Well, she couldn't have played softball.
She could have done anything.
And when they come out of the turn, like Greg said, they'll be able to go into lane 1. They got to stay in their lane until they get to the start line usually.
Fastest qualifying time right now, at least turned in, was Rhea Harrison from Dover with a 2:20, and she's currently in second right now. And first right now is Rachel Anderson from New Philadelphia. She qualified with a 2:22. And I believe in third is Kat Geyser from Tusky Valley. She qualified with a 2:29.
Our runners usually all over the board when it comes to times that they run in different events, or if their best time is a 2:20, typically they can get to that, or each night is different.
I would say each night's different.
Okay.
A lot of it, I mean, these are still just high school kids. These are still just young teenagers. They have a lot of things on their minds, a lot of things going on in their lives. So, yeah, times can vary.
And right now, a lot of it's going on in the minds of New Philadelphia and Dover runners in this race.
This looks like a very nice race. Let's see what happens behind the band shell.
And they pushing each other right now.
Current time is coming up on 2 minutes. There's 158, 159. Coming in 2 minutes. Coming down 100 meters to go. Rachel Anderson in first.
And you know what? We were talking about it earlier. The determination sometimes from an athlete really makes a difference. You need somebody to push you once in a while.
Oh, you definitely do. A lot of the athletes are used to running by themselves in dual meets, so they're really not pushing themselves. And then when they get in a meet like this where they're pushed by another very good runner from another team, they can run personal best times.
So congratulations to New Philadelphia winning the 800 meter. Harrison of Dover was second. And she ran a 2:20, which wasn't too bad herself.
Yeah, that's a very good time.
Now that was the girls' 800 meter run.
I have a result to read here from the boys' 300 hurdles. In sixth place, Trey Briel from Claymont ran a 43.97. Fifth place, Hunter Garrettson from Newcomerstown, 43.44. Fourth place, Mason Arnold from Claymont, 42.97. Third place, Jacob Finicum from New Philadelphia, 42.67. Second place, Storm Ellerser from New Philadelphia, 42.10. And first place, the champion, Zach Love from Indian Valley with a 40.85.
Are there any limits to how many events in a typical track meet one individual can run?
Yes, in middle school it's 3 events per day, and usually you have one meet at that level. And in high school it's 4 events a day. With like the state meet, you're qualified with 4 events. So 4 events.
And it doesn't matter if it's a running event, a relay event, or a field event.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't matter.
All right, line up for our 800 meter run now for the boys.
We have Nick Schaffner from New Philadelphia, Hunter Probert from Indian Valley, Jared Willoughby from Strasburg, Gabe Ernest from New Philadelphia, Carter Schwartz from Tuscarawas Central Catholic, Andrew Bunn from Garraway, Eric Diebold from Claymont, Kirk McDonald from Tusky Valley, Alex Price from Tuscarawas Central Catholic, Zender Gibson from Garraway, Reese Saho from Indian Valley, Vincent Giametti from Dover, Eric Tomlin from Tusky Valley, and Clayton Gibbons from Claymont. And last year's champion was Kieran Gitano. So let's see. Nope, he must have graduated. We have Gabe in this race. Gabe Ernest from New Philadelphia was a second place last year. Vincent Giametti from Dover was third last year. And Nick Schaffner from New Philadelphia was fourth. Here's the results from the girls' 300 hurdles. Sixth place was Alexis Pirano from Indian Valley, 51.14. Fifth place, Megan Maurer from New Philadelphia, 50.84. Fourth place, Jordan Kaiser from Dover, 50.08. Third place, Regina Guano from Tuscarawas Central Catholic, 48.66. Second place, Josie Pry from New Philadelphia, 46.75. And in first place, Carly Jacobs from Garraway, 46.24. Here's results from the boys' 400-meter dash. Sixth place, Tyler Stump from Tusky Valley, 55.03. Fifth place, Colin Hostetler from Garraway, 54.56. Fourth place, Garrett Newsom, 53.5. Third place, Trent Nixon from Dover, 52.48. Second place, Caden Richmond from New Philadelphia, 52.28. And first place, from New Philadelphia, the champion, L.J. Lowry with a 50.86, defending champion from last year.
50, that's flying. It's a pretty good time as we get set for the start of the boys' 800-meter finals.
Fastest qualifying time here. There's a lot of 5:05s, but turned in is Gabe Ernest from New Philadelphia with 2 minutes flat.
And again, he was our second place finisher last year in this event. It's the All-County Classic. This is the 2018 version. And again, another beautiful night. Not a lot of coats or jackets. I'm happy to see that, Greg. I mean, I can't even tell who people are. They're so bundled up at track meets.
I was thinking it was Christmas time all over again.
Yeah. I mean,
For quite a few meets.
It was snowing one meet. I'm like, what do I need the umbrella for? It's snowing.
Yep. Here's another result from the girls 4x2. In 6th place, Indian Valley with 155.14. 5th place, Tuscarawas Central Catholic, 154.2. 4th place, Tusky Valley, 153.19. 3rd place, Garaway, 152.44. 2nd place, New Philadelphia, 151.24. And in 1st place, from Dover, the team of Whitney Ward, Tony Denmark, Willow Cox, and Meredith Lehman ran a 150.35 to be champions.
All right. Congratulations to those girls from Dover, our county champs this year.
And it looks like Vincent Giametti's out front. He was 3rd last year. And Gabe Ernest from New Philadelphia looks like he's in 2nd. Or is that Nick Schaefer taking over?
Well,
my eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
I'm not 100%. I think it's Gabe. Yeah, it could be Shafter.
Can't see their
They were
their
2nd and
backs.
4th last year.
Yeah, we'll get it here. Oh, Indian Valley runner. That might be Hunter Probert. We'll see their back jerseys. That is Gabe Ernest going to be the champion. And Hunter Probert, runner-up. Vincent Giametti was 3rd.
So that concludes the 800-meter run. Another one of our fine sponsors here this evening, Meese Tree Solutions. Again, a new company in the area, Meese Tree Solutions. They're the newest tree care specialist in Tuscarawas County. You can call them at 330-987-5797. Call them for all your tree care needs. No tree too tall and no job too small. Once again, that's Meese Tree Solutions. Their phone number, 330-987-5797. Some fine sponsors bringing you all the action from the county classic here at Quaker Stadium. As we're rolling right along and trying to get all those results in. Greg's doing a fine job. Greg Arbogast, my partner tonight. You need to know anything about training or preparing for track or track season whatsoever, Greg, he's got all the answers, that's for sure.
If not, I'll fake it.
Yeah. There you go. So now we turn our attention on another one of the fine sprint events, the 100-meter dash, probably the most popular. I mean, back in the day when it was the 100-yard dash and this and that, the fastest human in the world, all that stuff. But the 200-meter dash has come on as of late, and another example of if somebody's a good sprinter or not.
Absolutely. This is they didn't run a prelim in this, so this is going to be based on time like we've been seeing up to this point. And there's going to be, it appears to be 3 heats of girls and 3 heats of boys, unless they combine some of the heats. I always like when there's a scratch, they combine the heats. It gives the kids more of a chance to run against somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to read a quick results here. This is girls 400. 6th place was Kayla Scott from Tusky Valley, 107.49. 5th place was Kira Sexton from New Philadelphia, 107.31. 4th place, Michaela Baker from Indian Valley, 105.95. 3rd place, Camry Cummings from Tuscarawas Central Catholic, 105.28. 2nd place, Meredith Lehman from Dover, 104.21. And the champion, Willow Cox from Dover, 102.93. Here's results of the boys. 4x1 in 6th was Newcomers Town. Let's do 7th. Indian Valley, 47.82. 6th, Newcomers Town, 47.09. 5th, Garaway, 46.92. 4th was New Philadelphia, 45.43. 3rd, Tusky Valley, 45.42. 2nd was Dover, 45.41. And the champions from Claymont, Xavier Grant, Hunter Hirschberger, C.J. Waters, Devon Gamble with a time of 44:66.
County Classic champion, the girls 800 meters is Rachel Anderson from
Greg, pole vault still going on. Indian Valley vaulter just barely nicked the bar and sent it down on top of him.
Is that a 13 I'm looking at?
I think it's 13
That's hard to read. I wish they got a little bigger numbers there for us older people.
for us.
For us older people.
Yeah, I think it's 13. As we're getting set for the girls 200-meter dash, pole vault, usually one of the last events, I guess, to complete at the track meet, but we got some pretty good vaulters here.
This looks like a Philly vaulter attempting right now.
Couldn't quite get over the bar. Well, they got, I was trying to see if that was Zeke Van Arsdalen or Tyler Griffith. Both of them
Here comes the
from
first
New
heat.
Philadelphia.
First heat of the girls 200, and it looks like they combined heats on us, so your guess is as good as mine on who's in what lane.
And we'll see them as they come around the turn.
In this race, eventually, we're going to be having Angie Wallach from New Philadelphia, who was 4th last year, Tony Denmark from Dover, who was 3rd last year, and Jada Clendenin from Tuscarawas Central Catholic, who was 2nd last year. Because we have 2 runners in the first heat, and we're looking at 5 of them here.
Claymont girl really pulling away right now. First 100 meters, she was almost neck to neck.
Thinking that might have been Haley Hevelin from Claymont. Here's a quick result from the girls 4x100. 8th place, Strasburg, 58.85. 7th place, Newcomerstown, 55.21. 6th place, Claymont, 54.04. 5th place, Indian Valley, 53.94. 4th place, Dover, 53.58. 3rd, Garaway, 53.36. 2nd, New Philadelphia, 53.34. And the champion from Tusky Valley, Ashley Kinsey, Kennedy Willis. Jada, help me on that one. Kui Kendall?
Kui Kendall.
Kui Kendall. Sorry about that. Jaden. Kaylin Naus with a 52.61. Champions from Tusky Valley. Here's results from the boys 1600. In 6th place, Daniel Mast from Garaway, 5:06.78. 5th place, Jacob Rums from Newcomerstown, 5:05.03. 4th place, Eric Diebolt, Claymont, 4:50.21. 3rd place, Ethan Rainsberg, Dover, 4 minutes 42.42. 2nd place, Gabe Ernest, New Philadelphia, 4:40.99. And a champion, defending champion, Aiden Haar, New Philadelphia, 4:26.49.
Aiden Haar. I don't think there was anybody within 20 meters of him on that race,
Oh,
maybe
not
even
even close.
longer. So getting ready for the start of the second heat of the girls, and take a chance at a lineup on this one, Greg.
That's what I'm trying to eyeball, the names with the lanes that I'm seeing across the way. I do see Angie Wallach from New Philadelphia. I do see Tony Denmark from Dover. I do see Jada Clendening from Tuscarawas Central Catholic. And I believe Kaylin Noss from Tusky Valley and Jaden Kui Kendall. Sorry again on that, Jaden from Tusky Valley. It looks like Aramis Wells from Newcomerstown, and on the outside it looks like Peyton Olson from Tuscarawas Central Catholic. And Angie looks like she's going to come from 4th last year to possibly win it this year.
And again, they're running against the clock. There was 2 heats. So they go on time, and that's how they line them up. This one was Wallach, finishing first at 27.04. Then Canas with 27.59 in that race. Give another shout out to one of our fine businesses in the area that are sponsoring tonight's event. It's Trinity Hospital. Trinity Hospital, Twin City. located at 819 North First Street in Denison. That is Trinity Hospital, Twin City. And they've got a website you can go to, trinitykitwencity.org. That is trinitykitwencity.org. Now it's time for the boys. 200-meter dash as they get set in their respective lanes.
Once again, it looks like they're combining heats based compared to what we were given before the meet. I'll do the best I can here trying to figure this one out.
So you look across the way. The girls ran 2 heats. The boys' first heat upcoming. They've got 2, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yes, they
2
do.
heats. I'm
This
just not sure how they mixed them up.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they put these together. The names we have listed, we have Anthony Fergas from Tuscarawas Central Catholic, John Calor from Tuscarawas Central Catholic, and Gavin Shalowski from Newcomers Town. But then the second heat, we have Brandon Poley from Strasburg, Josh Metzger from Indian Valley, Brock Haas from Tusky Valley, C.J. Waters from Claymont, Jordan Dreschler from Dover, and Chase Bryant from Newcomers Town. But whether they combined, they possibly did. 6 runners.
Yeah, and I think you've got the Claymont
9 there.
gentleman in this race because he's coming out of the turn with the lead. And as the Tusky Valley runner comes up beside him, we've got a pretty close race here in the 200 meter.
Yeah, that looks like C.J. Waters and Brock Haas.
CJ going to hold on and win this at about 24.8 seconds, somewhere in that area. I'll come back to the start-finish line.
Yeah, Waters won that with a time of 24:12. Now in this heat we have Connor Angel from Garraway, Justin Merrick from Tusky Valley, he was 3rd last year, Andrew West from Garraway, L.J. Lowry was 1st last year from New Philadelphia, is in 4. Jelani Walker from New Philadelphia is in 5. Devon Gamble, 2nd last year from Claymont, is going to be in lane 6. Caleb Hostetler from Indian Valley is in 7, and Bruno Frank from Dover is in lane 8. The fastest time qualifying turned in was L.J. Lowry with a 22:98. The record was set by Tavon Harris back in 2003 with a 22:24.
Newcomerstown runner?
Claymont runner.
Claymont runner.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Here's results from the boys 4x2. 6th was Indian Valley, 137.22. Garraway was 5th, 136.94. 4th was Dover, 135.64. 3rd was Tusky Valley, 134.08. 2nd was Claymont, 133.23. And at first, the champions from New Philadelphia, Jelani Walker, Sam Zemus, Storm Elsor. I'm messing Storm's name up.
El Sasser.
Sorry about that, Storm. And Tyler Ripley ran a 132.55.
And we are right on the start of the boys 200 meter dash. And you see the smoke. If you're keeping time and you're doing it by hand, when you see that smoke, that's when you start the clock. Typically, you might hear the gun just a second, well, maybe not a second, but a split second later. Look at this. 4 guys right down the middle, and New Philadelphia going to sneak out in front.
That looked like L.J. Lowry.
And if he gets close to his fastest time, he'll probably be the county champion.
Yeah, he ran a 22.95 last year to win it.
And the best time in the previous heat was 24.15 or something like that, wasn't it?
Yes,
1-2.
1-2. LJ just ran a 23.08, so he would be the county champion.
All right, congratulations. Just a few more events, maybe just 2. We've got the 3,200 meter run, boys and girls, And then we'll have the 4x400 meter relay for boys and girls. Any particular reason for the way that they run the events? Something to give somebody more rest?
Well, the belief was always that a lot of your distance runners weren't your field events, so they always put those early in the meet, like your 4x8, and then here they would put it in to give your 200 runners rest that would sometimes come back and run your 4x4. I always would like to have seen the 2-mile run very early in the meet when all the field events are actually going on. But
Fits in better that
fits
way.
in better for fans.
But typically, meet directors or coaches on a home meet, you basically go with the same script.
Pretty
per
much.
se.
A lot of times you can play with, well, like they did here. They threw the 4x8s in to give the sprinters some recovery between the prelims. Sometimes they'll do that. In this race, this is the girls 3200. We have Hannah Perkowski from Dover, Sarah Stone from New Philadelphia, Trey Davis from Newcomerstown, Maddie Sircone from Dover, Kaylin Lloyd from Tusky Valley, who qualified for state in cross country, Sammy Myers from Indian Valley, Maddie DuBois from Tusky Valley, who placed 4th in cross country in Division II, Sydney Lawrence from Tuscarawas Central Catholic, and Brittany Roth from Indian Valley, and Whitney Haney from New Philadelphia. Fastest time here turned in is Brittany Roth from Indian Valley with 11:20, 11 minutes 20 seconds.
So a long race, sun setting here at Quaker Stadium. It is the 2018 All-County Classic. As you see the start of 3,200 meter race, or 8 times around, 2 miles.
Yep, this race, again, you will see the runners cut in on the backstretch. Right here, the little cones on the track, there's the signal for them they can cut in. They're welcome to run out in lane 6, 7, or 8 if they want to, but they're going to be running a further distance. So the cones are there just to show them where they can cut in if they want to.
And one of the things I noticed, not a lot, or let's say it this way, not every school is represented in this race.
No, it doesn't appear to be that, well, Tuscarawas Central Catholic has 1 runner. And it looks like Strasburg does not have any runners. Newcomerstown doesn't appear to have any runners.
I don't see anybody from Claymont.
Yeah, I don't see any Claymont runners. So again, that could be health, that could be strategy, that could be the numbers on the team.
Tusky Valley young lady out in
Maddie's
front.
looking very good. Not a surprise. She just ran the record in the 1600 today of a 5:09.62. And I bet you, I'm going to look it up right now, I bet you she was champion last year. No, she wasn't. I stand corrected. It was Rachel Anderson. And Rachel's not in this race.
Boy, she's she's setting her own pace out there, isn't she?
This, I know she won the pole vault. I know she won the 1600. Wonder what else she did. She could be at least a 3-time.
Champion this year.
Yes. Individual champion, yes.
Yeah, we may start, once you get through the results, we may start just giving a recap of each event, who our all-county champion is this year, 2018.
Yes, here's what I have at least up here in the booth so far. Oh, I see some more running up right now. At least right now we have as a champion in the girls 100-meter high hurdles, Carly Jacobs from Garraway. She ran a 15.48, but in the prelims, she set a new all-county classic record with a 15.11.
New record for her.
In the girls 100-meter dash, we have Angie Wallach from New Philadelphia was the champion with a time of 12.96. In the girls 4x200 meter relay, we have the champions Dover, Whitney Ward, Tony Denmark, Willow Cox, Meredith Lehman, 150.35. In the girls 1600, as we mentioned, Maddie Du Bois from Tusky Valley with a new record of 509.62. In the girls 4x100 relay, champions are Tusky Valley, Ashley Kinsey, Kennedy Willis, Kaylin Nose, and Jaden Kudendo. I'm sorry, Kendall. Sorry about that, Jaden again. 52.61. In the girls 400, our champion was Willow Cox from Dover, 102.39. In the 300 hurdles, the champion, Carly Jacobs, Garaway, 46.24. In the long jump was Kitana Rakeshaw from Indian Valley, 16 feet, 11 and a half inches. She also won the high jump. Kitana Rakeshaw from Indian Valley, 5 feet, 2 inches was the champion. Girls pole vault champion was Maddie Du Bois, Tusky Valley, 10 feet, 6 inches. Girls shot put champion, Ashton Warner from Indian Valley, 37 feet. Girls discus champion, Grace Wallace from Dover, 108 feet, 6 inches. 200 champion was Angie Wallach, New Philadelphia, 27.04. Boys, no, let's not do that one yet. Girls 800 champion was Rachel Anderson, 2 minutes 20.12. So that's the girls champion up to and with 2 events to go. Here's results I didn't get to read yet. Girls 200 meter dash. 6th place was Haley Hevelin from Claymont, 28.86. 5th place, Jada Clendenin from Tuscarora Central Catholic, 28.67. 4th place, Tony Denmark from Dover, 28.2. Here we go again. Jaden is going to love me.
I would say Jaden Kuykendall.
From Tusky Valley, 28.14. Let's see, 2nd place was Kaylin Naus from Tusky Valley, 27.59. And the champion, as we mentioned, Angie Wallach from New Philadelphia, 27.04. The boys 200, Brock Haas from Tusky Valley, 24.26 was 6th. C.J. Watson was 5th from Claymont, 24.12. 4th place, Devon Gamble from Claymont, 23.7. 3rd place, Jelani Walker from New Philadelphia, 23.2. 2nd place, Justin Merrick from Tusky Valley, 23.21. And the 200 meter champion, L.J. Lowry from New Philadelphia, 23.08. Here is the boys 800. I almost said 800 hurdles.
Yeah, you almost.
800. Eric Diebolt from Claymont, 2 minutes 9.13. 5th place, Nick Schaefer, New Philadelphia, 206.44. 4th place, Jared Willoughby, Strasburg, 24.47. 3rd place, Vincent Giametti from Dover, 203.19. 2nd place, Hunter Probert from Indian Valley, 202.87. And the champion, Gabe Ernest from New Philadelphia, 201.02. And the last, at least I have so far, result is the boys 300 hurdles. 6th place, Trey Briel, Claymont, 43.97. 5th place, Hunter Garrettson, Newcomerstown, 43.44. 4th place, Mason Arnold, Claymont, 42.97. 3rd place, Jacob Finicum from New Philadelphia, 42.67. Storm, how'd you say that again? Elsasser from New Philadelphia, 42.10. And the champion, Zach Love from Indian Valley, 40.85. That's the results that we have so far.
Okay, now I don't have the best eyesight, but as this 3,200 meter girls final is occurring on the track right now, we still have pole vaulters. They might have to turn the lights on, and it sure looks like a 14 up there now.
14. If that's not 14.6, they're putting it up right now. Jerry Dawson looks like he's making the adjustments. Joe Pry's over there with him.
Now, we were talking earlier about the track coach at Newcomerstown. The guy that has the all-time record set in 1995 was Jamie Lewis.
He's there.
He went 16-4.
I think that might be a fifth. Is that a 13? That is so small over there.
I know.
That's got to be 13.6. It's up there.
At one moment, yeah. And just to look at it, the pole going across the standards, I mean, it's up there. If you kind of lost track, there's 2 more laps to go. When Maddie DeBose gets to the start-finish line, she'll have 2 laps. 3,200 meter means 8 laps around Quaker Stadium. And nobody close right now to our leader.
I don't believe we got the results for the boys 110 meter high hurdles.
Missed one, huh?
Yeah, I'm not seeing it here in our results. So hopefully they send that up to us so we can give them some recognition.
Yes.
And the boys high jump as well. I don't see that in here, so I hope we can get that as well so we can, again, give them the recognition those athletes deserve. Had my eyes down for a while reading. I got to see where, is this Maddie right here coming?
Maddie, she's got the longer hair that just kind of goes side to side from behind her. She's setting the pace right now. Tusky Valley runner. And she's up to the bell lap right now. 1 lap to go. She's got 7 completed. And it'll be all Miss DeBose this time around.
I haven't even seen how many athletes she's lapped so far.
Quite a few of them.
I've seen a number of vaulters attempt this height. We still have quite a number still in the competition.
There's a Claymont.
Well, we have a
Vaulter.
defending state champion here as well. With the Newcomerstown athlete, the Ryan Stevens was state champion last year at 15 feet 2 inches.
Okay, so that's who
That
just
was probably
attempted.
him. Well, it also could be Dylan Garrettson from Newcomerstown, who was 7th last year with 14 feet 2 inches. We have some very good vault coaches here in Tuscarawas County. Sure, let's see. Nope. Maddie is this Maddie coming?
Not yet. There she comes.
There she comes.
And she's got 2 more girls she's going to try to pass. And you talk about a kick at the end of a race. You've run almost 2 miles, and she's putting more into it right now. What time did you see?
I saw 11:34, which isn't the record. The record was set by Catherine Lehman from Dover in 2014 with an 11:11.84, but
Boy, that
that's
was
still
moving.
a very good time.
Well, especially when you consider she's pole vaulted tonight. She's run the 1,600 meter race and won. So she just captured her 3rd all-county championship here at Quaker Stadium this evening.
With a record mixed in.
With a record mixed in. You're exactly right. Once again, I just want to kind of go through each one of our sponsors and just thank them. And going down the list, it's Kent State, Tuscarawas. Kent State at 330, University Drive Northeast, New Philly. I also want to thank Trinity Hospital, Twin City. They're located at 819 North First Street in Denison. Taylor Insurance, one of our sponsors. Taylor Insurance located on 4th Street Northwest in New Philadelphia. Dr. Springer at Springer Orthodontics. He's located at 107 Ray Avenue Northeast in New Philly. Our one-stop flooring, folks. And if you need 40 yards of carpet, they've got a special, $426, pad and installation included. And Mies Tree Solutions. And if you need anything to do with your trees, any kind of tree care at all, no tree too tall and no job too small, that's Mies Tree Solutions. Our fine sponsors this evening as we wrap up, get the 3,200 meter race completed here at the 2018 All-County Classic. Clock's still moving. Greg, we got at least one more girl on the track.
And again, she may be finishing last of this race, but she could be running a personal best. So she definitely is doing exactly what she needs to be doing. That's how it's so rewarding, this sport. In the boys' race coming up, we have Reese Saho from Indian Valley, Noah Strickmaker from Dover, Aiden Haar, defending champion from New Philadelphia, was also a cross-country qualifier and finished 36th in Division I. We have Colin Hirschberger, who placed 5th last year from Claymont, Ryan Hostetler from Dover, Julian Schrock, who was 2nd last year, and he was 8th in cross-country in Division III. We have Nathan Yoder from Tusky Valley, Cole Rhodes from Claymont, Brody Alford from Indian Valley, Joey Mushrush from New Philadelphia, who was 4th last year, Christian Stockdale from Garroway, and Jacob Robinson from Newcomerstown.
On your mark.
Start of the boys, 3,200.
Looks like the pole vault is being adjusted again.
Yeah, the Newcomerstown vaulter just cleared the last level there. I mean, I don't know. I want to say it says
It's got to be 14.
14?
Or 13.9. 13.7.
7 just went up.
But is that a 13?
I think I saw 14 before. I'm not sure.
Results of the girls' 3,200 meter
Ain't
run.
that something?
Sixth place for Kowski from Dover with a time of 13 minutes, 4.81 seconds. Fifth place, Stoneman from New Philadelphia with a time of 13
Because they definitely put 7.
4.72 seconds.
I think it said 13.6 before. Would they just go an inch higher?
Well, if he's the last one in the competition, he can have that height set at anything he wants.
With a time of 12 minutes.
All right, he's jumping at 13, or he's vaulting at 13.7 right now.
Ron from Indian Valley with a time of 12 minutes, 24.91 seconds. And winning the girls' 30.
Yes, that's what that looks like. 13.6.
Well, and they just moved it. He cleared 13.6, and he just missed on the first try at 13.7. And again, Jamie Lewis setting the record here at the county meet at 16.4. Of course, Jamie went off to college and vaulted and now coaching at Newcomerstown. '18 All-County Classic here at Quaker Stadium. Lights are on now. It's been an evening of some new records, and I'm sure some new records individually for some of these athletes, putting up their personal best, and that's what they're doing. They're running and throwing and jumping against what their personal best has been. So this right now is the 3,200 meter race for the boys. It's 8 times around, and we just couldn't live without knowing, right?
15 feet, 7 inches.
That's a 15.
That's a 15.
And it's one of 2 Newcomerstown vaulters, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. Defending state champion.
Okay. Well, I'm sure his coach is here watching him, isn't he?
Yeah, I
haven't
saw
seen him.
Jamie earlier.
Okay.
They camera on him.
Yeah, as we are watching the 3,200 meter run.
Oh,
Second attempt.
he came down on top of it, so he had the hip clearance.
Now we try one more.
Yeah, they get 3 misses, consecutive misses, so they can be at any height.
Okay.
Well, we got Aiden Hars leading this race. And where are they? They're almost at their mile.
Almost at the mile. Garraway runners staying pretty close at this point.
That's probably Julian Schrock, who was runner-up last year to Aiden Har. Here's what I have so far with the boys champions. In the boys 100, we have Jelani Walker from New Philadelphia, 11.27. The boys 4x2 from New Philadelphia, Jelani Walker, Sam Zemus, Storm Elser. How'd you say that again?
El Sasser.
El Sasser. Why can't I get that? Tyler Ripley, 132.55 from New Philadelphia. The boys 1600 was Aiden Har, 4 minutes 26.49. Boys 4x1, Claymont, Xavier Grant, Hunter Hirschberger, CJ Waters, Davon Gamble, 44.66.
All right, and again, we're at the 3,200 meters. I would like to have our producer try to switch it to the pole vault right now. We've got a Newcomerstown vaulter trying to get 15 feet 7 inches. Pretty big accomplishment as he's coming down the track right now, and he's not going to make an attempt, and that doesn't cost him anything, does it?
No, he has not broken the plane of the bar. Something just didn't feel right for him, so he decided to abort.
Yeah, so we've got one pole vaulter left, and all that's left to do is maybe try to go for a meet record or a personal best. Now, he is a state champion from last year, right, Greg?
If that's the young man, but they also had Dylan Garrettson also placed 7th, so maybe Dylan's outdoing him today. It's just difficult from see up here, and we don't have the numbers that correspond with the athletes.
Yeah, so when you look over there, the pole vault is at 15 feet 7 inches. Now, again, the meet record is 16.4, set by this young man's head coach, Jamie Lewis, from Newcomerstown. And it looks like he's getting ready to make his final attempt. If he doesn't clear this, then 15.6 would be the height that he would jump tonight. So he moved it up an inch. So here we go, 15.7 on his final attempt.
Oh, now he broke the plane, so that counts as a miss.
That's a miss, huh?
Yes.
All right, so we don't get him.
Something didn't feel right for him.
All right, so that's the pole vault, and he will be the county champ. As we still have 3 laps to go. And when the leader, which is Mr. Hart right here in front of us on the track, you see him coming right toward the finish line. He'll have 2 laps to go in his 3,200 meter run. He's put some distance between him and the Garraway runner. So it'll be Har to beat at this point.
Here's another result to read. We have 6th place in the girls 3,200. Hannah Perkowski from Dover, 13 minutes 4 seconds. Fifth place, Sarah Stoneman from New Philadelphia. Same, 13 minutes, 4 seconds. Fourth place, Maddie Sircone from Dover, 12 minutes, 29 seconds. Third place, Kaylin Lloyd from Tusky Valley, 12 minutes, 27 seconds. Second place, Brittany Roth from Indian Valley, 12 minutes, 24 seconds. And a third champion tonight from Maddie Du Bois from Tusky Valley, 11 minutes, 28 seconds. Some of the other champions that I was reading, the boys 400-meter champion was L.J. Lowry from New Philadelphia, 50.86. The boys 300 hurdles champion, Zach Love from Indian Valley, 40.85. 800 boys champion, Gabe Ernest, New Philadelphia, 201.02. And I think we're caught up. Oh, no, we don't. We got the field events. Xavier Grant from Claymont, 20 feet 7 inches. Shot put, Blake Leinard from Claymont, 50 feet 10.5 inches. And Blake also won the discus from Claymont, 140 feet 2 inches.
That's a lot of names. You did pretty good.
I think both of the Newcomerstown athletes are still in.
Oh, we got another one still
I
in.
think they're still both in at 15.7.
Oh, my. And they wouldn't just be doing it just to do it, right?
Oh, no, no. Where's Aiden at?
Aiden Har.
Is he behind the
leading
band
this
shell?
race.
Here he
I
comes.
think he's coming out of the turn behind the band shell.
And he looks like he's going to break 10.
So Aiden of New Philadelphia.
He's going to run a 9:54. So he was champion last year with a 10:21.
Following him up is the runner from Garaway.
And that was probably Julian Schrock. Julian was runner-up last year and runner-up again this year.
So 1-2 for Har and Schrock 2 years in a row.
And I believe that was Joey Mushrush from New Philadelphia was third. He was fourth last year. And I believe this might have been Christian Stocksdale from Indian Valley would have been, or I'm sorry, from Garaway would have been fourth.
Were you going to have me read one of the county champions, right?
I believe so. Yes, that's
In the high jump.
Yep.
And it is Storm Elsasser. Storm went 6 feet 2 inches for New Philadelphia, and that is again in the high jump. The county meet record was 6 foot 6 inches, and I think it was let's see, so we may still have the pole vault going on at 15.7.
It appears to be. The people are still hanging around over there.
A couple more runners coming to finish the 3,200. Again, that's 8 times around the track. Down to just the final event after this one concludes, and that's going to be the girls and the boys 4x400 meter race. One more runner
Second call, boys, 4x400.
as he'll finish up here.
I think pole vault's done. Yep, they're lowering the
Okay.
standards.
So we'll get the county champion there for you here in just a second. We want to tell the young lady that's been bringing us up the results, I think you ought to buy her some popcorn or a hot dog or something, shouldn't you?
Yes, that's seems like they keep adding steps every time I come up here.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with us getting older or
No,
maybe a
not a
little
bit.
more out of shape.
Not a bit. Not a bit.
And again, the final runner coming in, about 100 meters to finish. That's the runner from Tusky Valley. 2018 All-County Classic. And we've seen it all. We've seen some pretty good races, Greg. We've seen some new records. And I'm sure there's all kinds of personal bests probably throughout the whole meet.
Oh, I'm sure there is. It's going to be a nice little tournament trail for some of these kids here in the next couple weeks.
And so we have, I'm sorry, folks, we got one more runner on the track coming out of the turn behind the band shelter right now. So be an Indian Valley runner. And he'll finish his 8 laps. Four by 400 relays. Now, I don't know. It's the last race of the meet. It's the last race of every meet when you have like duels or however many teams you have, and kind of an exciting race, I think. The 4x400 is always one of those that you got to put 4 good runners together to come up with a win or come up with a good time or whatever. And the 400 is not an easy race to run.
No, I think this is one of the most exciting races in a meet. Even whenever it's decided, the meet's already decided. It's an exciting meet watching the runners battle it out on the backstretch. A lot of yelling and oohing and ahhing from the crowd during this event.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it's even, again, my track experience back in high school, then get back into it when I've got granddaughter now running. So I'm limited on my experience. But when it comes down to this race to determine who wins the meet, it's even a lot more exciting.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. In here we have Claymont in 1, Tuscarora Central Catholic in 2, Tusky Valley 3, Dover 4, New Philadelphia Lane 5, Indian Valley Lane 6, Garaway Lane 7, and New Cooperstown Lane 8. It's a full track. First runners will stay in their lanes. Second runners will stay in their lanes until they've given the okay to cut in, and that'll be on the backstretch. Indian Valley qualified for state with their 4x team last year, and they have, at least 3 of the runners back. Whether all 3 are on this relay or not, we'll see. But for the girls, Alex Peranio, Michaela Baker, and Kiera Rakeshaw were on that state team.
Second call, boys, 4x400 meter relay.
So we've got 7 more laps in this whole track meet period.
It's been a beautiful night for it. That's for sure.
We should get ahead a few more of these this year.
Oh, me too.
And again, this is so hard to see who's in the lead because of the stagger.
Yeah, Dover definitely one of the teams out in front right now.
Yeah, and again, this runner will run the curve in their lane and cut on the backstretch. Yeah, Dover appears to have the lead at this point.
They got Tuscarawas Central Catholic in second right now, isn't it?
I believe so. Yes, I believe so.
Might even be Peyton Olson running the second leg for the Saints. So as the teams kind of come down into lane 1 now, take the shorter way around the track, kind of spread out just a little bit. Dover and Central Catholic 1 and 2 with 2 more runners to go. This is the 4x400. Each runner, 4 of them, will run 1 lap.
Jordan Kaiser just got the baton for Dover. And it appears to be Camry Cummings for Tuscarora Central Catholic in second.
Just kind of in bunches right now. Central Catholic trying to catch Dover for the lead.
Now it looks like Rachel Anderson at third for New Philadelphia, trying to catch up to the Central Catholic runner, and she might catch her.
She's giving it a good try.
Dover again coming off the final curve with the lead. Rachel looks like she's going to be catching the Central Catholic runner. Or maybe not.
Dover, Central, and New Philly, 1, 2, and 3 in
Tusky
this.
Valley and Indian Valley's third legs ran very nice. We have Brittany Roth and Hannah Hostetler, if the names are correct.
Still staying about the same distance, aren't they?
I
Even though you got
Don't-
different runners.
Yeah, they might hold those positions. We'll see. But that's what's so exciting about the race. You never know. You never know.
Number one, because kids are kids.
Kids are kids. Yep. Yes. Central
So-
Catholic has a very nice relay. They might do something with Division III in this relay.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
they're
the
running
other-
against 2 Division I schools right there.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing that you got to look at sometimes.
Yes. And that's a very good time. They broke 4:20.
And so did Central. So Dover first, Central second, and New Philadelphia finishing third in the 4x400 girls race. That leaves us with just one more race. Greg's gone through all the different events in the top 6 or 7 places here at the County Classic. Also has gone through and given you the county champions. We're going to add the Dover Tornadoes in the 4x400 as another county champion here at Quaker Stadium this evening. And with just one event left, that's the boys 4x400.
Second place, Stevens from Newcomerstown with a jump of 15 feet. And your 2018 County Classic champion for the pole vault, Hunter Garrettson from Newcomerstown with a jump of 15 feet.
Both those jumpers went 15 feet. They're going to be battling it out for a state championship.
Hunter Garrettson actually being named the champion here tonight in the County Classic. But, boy, to have 2 athletes from the same school going at it like that, that's pretty cool.
Well, they have a pretty good coach helping them out there.
Yeah, they do.
The lanes, yes, the lanes here is for the boys. We have Claymont in 2, Garaway in 3, Indian Valley is going to be in 4, New Philadelphia in 5, Dover in 6, and Newcomerstown in 7. I think we forgot to read the boys' high jump.
Stand in your lane.
In 6th place, we had Andrew West from Garaway, 5 feet 4 inches. 5th place, Tucker Pruitt from Tusky Valley, 5 feet 6 inches.
Mark,
4th place, Hunter Hirschberger, Claymont, 5 feet 6 inches. And again, that's based on misses. Tyler Stump from Tusky Valley, 5 feet 6 inches. Lateran, Cunningham, Latarian.
Yep.
Latarian Cunningham from New Philadelphia, 5 feet 8 inches. And Storm Alsasser from New Philadelphia, 6 feet 2 inches was that champion. Now we'll just wait on the pole vault if we can get that. And I think we've read them all.
I think we have.
I just want to make sure we give them all the athletes that deserved it the recognition they deserve.
And that's a very good point.
And again, if I mess someone's name up, I apologize.
And I think that'll be okay if we just make a mistake.
I've made a couple.
Well, New Philadelphia, the first leg of the 4x400 boys relay, Quakers coming out strong with just 100 meters to go. Looks like Nixon from Dover now going to close the gap.
See, this is where it's exciting. Especially 2 schools like Dover and New Philadelphia going at it. And Indian Valley coming up in here.
And getting that handoff of the baton.
And they'll be battling it out here for position once they hit the straightaway.
Going to come down to that lane number 1. Kind of looks like Garrett Newsom, the freshman for Dover. Is that who the second leg
Well,
is?
it appears to be. I'm having a hard time even seeing who's
No,
running next for Dover. New Philadelphia. Is that Richmond?
No, that's not Richmond.
No, I mean running next for New
Oh.
Philadelphia. Yeah, that was Garrett Newsom, and that was
Yes, that's Richmond next for Philly.
that Storm running for New Philadelphia? This is a very great race.
It could be.
Very good.
How about Richmond cutting off the Dover runner immediately? Getting out in front of him.
But I will say Vincent Giametti is going to have his hands full.
The anchor?
Yep, L.J. Lowry placed last year in Division I 400 meters at the state meet. Not counting Vincent out.
Nope. So it's New Philadelphia, Dover, Indian Valley, Garaway, and looks like Newcomerstown.
This is a nice race.
Oh, they're going to be basically tied when they take the baton.
Oh boy, here we go.
And this is why it gets so exciting.
This is exactly why it's exciting.
You look out in front, it's Dover, New Philly. Side by side.
This is why I like the sport. LJ took over. Vincent had a great effort. But when you run against a Division I sprinter,
Yeah.
Vincent ran a great leg. I'd like to know his split. But LJ definitely took it home for New Philadelphia.
Quakers are going to be the county champs for the 4x400 relay.
And Indian Valley, Garaway, and Claymont still ran a very nice race.
And that's going to be it for the 4x400 relay. And actually, that's going to be it for our 2018 All-County Classic. As, again, we don't keep team totals. We just keep individual times and places. And Greg, when you look at the county classic, it's just good not only for the athletes, it's good for the schools to get together and be able to see the different times, the different events. You know, you might have a small school, and I'll use Strasburg or Central Catholic, that has a pretty good athlete in an event, and it's just great to see him go up against a larger school that may have more athletes in that one event.
Yes, and most of the people in Tuscarawas County come back and live here, and they get to see their athletes that they can compete against the larger schools, like you're saying, and they get to hang on to that memory that I ran against that New Philadelphia runner, or I ran against that larger school, Dover, and I saw what I could do, and I was only at a small school, so to speak. And I did fine.
Absolutely. And again, I'm Willie Grove. I want to thank my partner tonight in the booth, Greg Arbogast, for another fine job covering track here on TV2, and for the cameramen and our producer down in the truck, I want to say thanks for tuning in right here to TV2. We're now on channel 1021 or 1022. We've completed our 2018 All-County Classic.